Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moonride, where we're channeling the man in the moon. So, look, I don't want to start any internet conspiracy theories right now, but I have to tell you something really interesting is happening as I am teaching students. I'm now teaching people to channel. Sometimes I get them to channel for me. And a consistent pattern has started to emerge, and that is several people have said that it is not the Democrats who have hidden votes, but the Republicans. Again, I don't want to start a conspiracy theory here. I don't necessarily have evidence of this, except Dejoy's post office, which apparently had, according to a judge, refused to go and do a sweep, and many of those votes were not counted. The other thing that, of course, adds to this is my ballot. Okay, guess what day this arrived? I should probably cover my address just to be sure. Guess what day this arrived? Right on election day, on the day that I was in Sydney. So it was impossible for me to vote. I requested this 4 times. I went online 2 months in advance. I've never had this happen before, even living in Australia. Here is my voter information guide. It arrived after the election, 1 week later. So our votes really are being suppressed. Thanks to all you guys who linked me up to Democrats Abroad and these other organizations. Even they were not able to help me. I actually went to the government website looking for my name to see if my faxed vote had actually arrived, and I found a different person's name. That's right, a woman who lives in Germany. I could have gone there and edited her information and changed it if I had wanted to. This is craziness. Absolute craziness. Maybe it is total incompetence, but I don't necessarily think that it is total incompetence. Something more is going on here. Let's see if Man in the Moon can tell me a little bit more. Please also remember, you guys, oftentimes people, when they're channeling, they're giving an impression of something that's not necessarily literal. So it could be just a metaphor of suppression. That could be the truth too. So, when you listen to my predictions, they may be symbolic more than anything else. But let's see what Man in the Moon has to see. Okay. So, Spirit, are there votes, that the post office suppressed? How many? 30,000, maybe 100,000 votes. A lot of votes were suppressed, and not just mine. So, where are they? They're just sitting on the floor of the post office. They'll just never be delivered. What about the others? Yeah, well, like me, it was just made very difficult for people abroad to vote, except for the military, which had no problem voting. So, can you show me how they were suppressed? It's a lot of things going on at the post office. And I think there is more going on at the post office than we realized. So, are we going to catch these people? Are we going to find out the truth? Some people will accuse Dejoy. Some people will come forward about what Dejoy did. Now, again, this process has already started. This is not an internet conspiracy theory. A judge has already cited him and said that he had to do something, and Dejoy refused to do what he was supposed to do on election day. I see 2 people who are accusing him, and it looks like he's in front of a panel of Congress people, and it seems to be live. There's a camera there. When are we going to find the 6 weeks is the first sound that I get. We have a woman with curly hair. She's accusing Dejoy of something. She shows evidence of it. I think she actually has she's showing her evidence as actual votes in hand. And there seems to be a man, and I get him as being ambiguous. Maybe he's kind of a person who's accusing the Democrats, but it looks like he actually did something for the Republicans. That's a kind of ambiguity feeling. Behind that woman, there are others. There are others that will come forward when she comes forward and say that some of the votes were suppressed. It seems like Lindsey Graham knows something about it. If you watch the news, you might have noticed that Graham pressured Georgia into tried to pressure them to well, they did pressure them to oust some of the votes, but it was not successful. Why is Graham doing that? He already won, so why would he care about Georgia? He's desperate. There's something, he's desperately trying to hide something. What is he trying to hide? Trump knows something about him. Trump is threatening him. Yeah, it's something. He did something, not really okay. And it has to do with, love relationships. Let's just say that. Something not okay there. It's interesting because I do see a woman, but not really what I was expecting to see for Graham. But it's a younger woman. I don't know what her story is. I don't accuse him of anything, but something odd is going to come up about him. He looks ashamed. He's desperate. There's really no reason why Graham should be desperate. He just won. You're going to get rid of Trump. It'll be a lot easier. So why is he desperate, Spirit? Yeah, I think that there's something he's hiding. Right. So are we going to... there's the other thing that my clients have said, and that is that Trump will flee. Trump will try to get away. He knows what's going on. He's not getting the dictatorship he was expecting, and he was desperate for. So is he going to flee? I see an airplane, and I see him going to the airport and getting stopped. And again, this could just be symbolic, but here's a plane. It's turning on the runway. And it's like Trump people on the plane. And they don't take off. They're stopped. But media shows up. This could mean almost anything. Let's not jump to any conclusions here. But it does have a feeling like he will try to flee. That might just be to another city or something. But something's going on there. Can you tell me more about him fleeing? Yeah, and briefcases of cash, jewels. Has Donald Trump stolen things from the White House and sold them? I keep seeing these objects, these priceless objects. So one of them is George Washington on a horse. Yeah, and he's selling them to, he's taking them. What's he gonna do? Yeah, wow, it's almost like a trophy. And a trophy he might give to another country for some benefits. I specifically see a guy on a horse that looks like Washington. Maybe it's a statue or a painting. Okay. Look, this could again be symbolic of some serious grift. We already know that Trump is grifting heavily. And now he's desperate. So he's going to go further than he went before. He's going to get caught with these things. Some people at the White House have already noticed. And they have noted him, really eyeballing things, or they just keeping a watch. There's some people keeping a watch on the White House because that's what they think he's doing. And it's almost like they notice something's missing and they're noting it, but they can't really accuse Trump yet. But they're disgusted. There are people there who are just disgusted at what he's doing. Yeah, look, Trump looks really ill. If you look at him on TV, all of a sudden he looks like an ancient guy. His hair's gone totally gray. Not that it was red before, but something else is going on there. It's just a sense of real desperation of, I got to get out of here for my survival. There are more things, more bodies buried than we know about, and he knows that we're going to find those out. His lawyers are letting him know that he is in for a rough ride. And not to mention that he'll be penniless. He will not have any more. You guys forget this nonsense about how Trump's going to be this force. How can a guy who's constantly being sued, even if he manages to stay out of jail, how is a guy who can't pay his bills $100 million? He is not going to be a player. He's going to be fighting for his own survival. And he met some people, he did some things that are more nefarious than we know about. There's a much stronger case awaiting for him, and that is what he truly fears. He might be able to get out of a lot of these things with, political support or threats or whatever, but there's something else. There are, and I'm getting literal bodies buried. There is something else that Trump he's like digging and covering them up. So I think that we'll find out more. You guys notice that none of the Epstein cases have been followed up. Not a single one of those people, not one single person has been called in for questioning in regards to the Epstein stuff. Why not? Right? So the next question is, Bill Barr and what's he hiding? So, what else can we know about Trump? Is he going to try to go to war? They stopped him. That's one of the reasons why Esper is out, because Esper put the kibosh on that. He said, "No way, we're not doing that." He was letting people know that Trump really is going to try to start this foreign war, and that's why they got rid of him. It's because he's going to try to put in this loyalist. The problem with the loyalist is nobody's going to listen to him in the military. They will ignore these people because they're totally incompetent and don't know what they're talking about. Is there anything else we should do? Well, look, you guys, really hold light. Just hold light in meditation. These are extremely difficult times. Spend some time every day just, sitting in meditation and really pull in the light from the universe. Ask for whatever spirit you work with, even if it's the most vague spirits that you work with. Ask for their love and protection right now to help you through these times. Keep in mind that a lot of it is just going to be like watching a movie. But, our emotions can very much be drawn in when watching a movie, right? No hesitation to step back and let these things play out, because the universe will make this change. We will move into a better time. This is just the stress and, really kind of destruction before we get to that better place. And it might take a few years. So don't hesitate to really calm yourself, bring in the light, follow your own personal practice. That seems to be the order of the day. Yeah, and just take a moment now to bring that light in and, ask universe to help. And also send that light to those around you, whether you agree with them politically or not. Send that light to them for love and protection and the love of your community. Right? And the universe just keeps showing me this, like, look, it really will be okay. This is you, this is spirit, and you're meeting right now. Continue that meeting. All right? Thanks so much for watching.